Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever the hell you are. Welcome to the show. This is Wednesday at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. That means it is time for the Founders Show from hitthepick.com. Don't forget to stop by and check out hitthepick.com, your number one site for handicapping expertise. And we're running our great special at least one more week here, man. So make sure you get over there and get signed up. $25 gets you 30 days from your favorite handicapper, every single pick they make, not just their best bets, but every single pick, every single day. And it could be from a variety of sports. I know you're thinking, man, it's just MLB right now. I don't care about that. But, man, it's there's more going on than you think. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in just a second. But first, let's introduce the panel. Once again, we are a man down. I don't know where Loud is this week. Probably influencing policy and open carrying somewhere in the eastern part of the United States. So we miss him, of course, but we'll try to soldier on as best we can. We have no guests this week. It's just us, kids. So enjoy the show. That means it's probably going to be a little quicker. So we'll see what happens. Let's meet the panel today, all the way from Las Vegas, where the temperature is a balmy, 150. What is it out there, Wes?
It's actually, believe it or not, it's super nice. This whole week is not that hot at all. It's only 87 right now out.
What? Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm going to guess Crazy. It's hotter for every other person on the panel than it is in Vegas right now. I know it's I know it's 94 in KC right now with humidity of I think 300%. So it's miserable. So welcome, man. It's good to have you. And and I hope you're enjoying the nice weather out there.
Yeah, it's not going to last for long. I'm actually going up to next week. I'll be in Washington for a week visiting some family. I'm sure it'll be nice up there. It's actually right on the ocean, the Olympic Peninsula. You can actually see Canada right across the bay. It's a beautiful area. Bald eagles flying around everywhere. I'm looking forward to visiting some family, getting some R&R. It's only for a week, though. I'll be back in Vegas up to shenanigans in no time.
And you won't be, if you shoot next week's video, you won't be in the closet.
No, I won't. I'll have to step out.
You have to maybe like set outside, but you can show Canada in the background. That'd be excellent.
Yeah, maybe.
I know every time on our group text, whenever we're bitching about the temperatures, like it's 90, it's 95. Loud's like, it's 47 and rain here. So it's up there in Washington. So enjoy, buddy. It's picking a good time to go. Speaking of hot with humidity, let's talk to Houston's own transplant. Houston's own, but it looks like he's ready to go duck hunting. He's got his plaid on there. You know him, you love him. It's Double D, David Delano. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Doing pretty good. Only about 80 here right now. It's been raining a lot. Got that
about 80.
About like 70-80% humidity though.
Oh my God, what's wrong with it?
Yeah, it's been raining quite a bit off and on, but.
It's nice to see you in your home environs. Usually at this time we are talking to you from some sort of moving vehicle. So it's nice to have you stationary here today, buddy.
Yeah, next 2 weeks I'll probably if I'm here, there probably won't be a stationary. So we'll see. I'm gonna be gonna be back in Ohio. Got a little trip gonna be Ohio, DC. Baltimore, a few different places these next couple weeks. So,
wow, Tom, I feel like you and I ought to go somewhere next week just so we can also have a different set in the background.
You already know I'm traveling.
Where are you going next week?
I'm going to the lake.
Oh, that's right.
So,
now I feel terrible. I'm gonna have to leave my swanky apartment with the baby grand piano and go find somewhere to shoot. Hey, it's Tom Macrina, everybody. You know Tom. You may know him as Rye Cape, Tom Macrina, the pride of Philadelphia. And he's ready to talk all kinds of sports, right?
Yeah, and I'm kind of jealous at these 80 degrees these guys are talking about. We're in a heat wave right now, hitting, if it's not 100, it's close to 99, 98, 100.
Oh, yeah. So it's going to be 102 in New York. So, yeah, I figured you guys are getting that, too.
Yeah,
it's a world. Why you're so surprised it's only 80 in Houston today, right?
That's incredible.
Well, we're supposed to get rain tomorrow, so hopefully it cools it down.
Man, we're getting some rain around here, and all it does is just make it steamier.
Yep.
All right. Well, so much for the old man weather report. You're welcome. Hey, man, the NBA's over. Oklahoma City finally did their thing. I guess they just wanted to close it out at home. My daughter and soon-to-be son-in-law went to the parade down there. And I guess they don't really know how to parade because there was nobody shot. There were no cars overturned, no police stations on fire. You can tell Oklahoma City kind of new to this parade game. So congratulations, OKC. Wes, did the best team win?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can anybody who says that, oh, the Pacers would have won for sure if Halliburton didn't get hurt has no idea what they're talking about. And anybody that says, oh, OKC still would have won that game if Halliburton played has no idea what they're talking about. So we'll never know. We'll never know. We'll look back on it. I will say this is a team. OKC is very young. I think their average age is 25 years old, right? So I mean, they got a lot of opportunities in front of them as well. But yeah, I mean, this team was just against the spread this year. They were fantastic. I think they were like 60+% against the spread. They were just blowing teams out. They just, I think Denver took them to 7, right? And then the Pacers took them to 7. The Pacers, I think they were the biggest dog in NBA history and the NBA finals. And so that's not a good look, but I mean, you got to give them credit. They won the game. It was funny. Someone on the Thunder, obviously they're all young and I guess nobody really drinks. And obviously you probably heard about them not being able to open the champagne bottles, and Caruso had to go and show them all how to open the champagne bottles. Of course, he won the championship with the Lakers in the bubble.
Right.
In 2020, but a couple of them were saying, we don't drink that much, but we were so confident we were going to win the NBA championship. The last couple of weeks, we've been practicing our drinking so that we couldn't actually drink when we win the finals.
Nice. That's the excuse I'm going to use whenever I get hammered.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm just practicing for when the Chiefs and Royals win. So I'm just getting warmed up. I guess they had the buses wrapped and ready to go. That's not a cheap thing and it's not a quick thing. So is that arrogance or is that confidence, Wes?
Well, if you think about it, in every single, whether it's NBA, NHL, Stanley Cup, MLB, they already have the shirts pre-printed. They're all wearing the shirts, right? So that's a common thing. They have the hats ready to go. So I guess if the Thunder didn't win, you'd had to send those buses to like Nigeria, and then I think that's what they do with all that stuff. If you take a trip to Nigeria, you'll find out that the Dodgers lost the World Series last year.
That's right. You'll see OKC championship buses driving around Lagos. So there you go. David, is this a dynasty in the making? Does this have dynastic qualities, or is this a one-off for this Oklahoma Thunder team?
I guess it just kind of depends on how you define dynasty. I do think in the next, it's hard to, they look like the team to beat next year right now. I mean, the East is all over the place with so many injuries. I mean, you got Darius Garland's going to miss some time. Halliburton's going to miss some time. Celtics seem like they're changing that team around quite a bit. The Knicks, Who knows what they're going to do. And if you look at the West, right now it looks like you got the Nuggets still, you got Houston, but the Thunder look like the team to beat next year. So I do think that they're probably going to get another one in these next 5 years. But beyond that, I know we talk about dynasties, but it's hard to look beyond that. But they are the favorite for next year. But as far as the best team won, I think no question the best team won. They had the best record all year straight up. They had the best record against the spread, and they by far had the widest margin of a point differential all season long. So, yeah, they were definitely the best team. They were better than the Pacers this season. Whether or not the Pacers could have stole that game if Halliburton wouldn't have got hurt, we'll never know. But the Thunder were the best team from beginning of the season all the way through. So, yeah, there's no doubt about that.
I agree. Tom, will the Pacers win another NBA championship within the next 2 seasons?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I think Halliburton being injured, we're not going to see him all of the regular season, at least next season.
Well, Scott, you said the Pacers, just for the record.
Oh, did I say the Pacers? I meant the Thunder. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tommy.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yep.
In that case,
very different question. Yeah. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for catching that, Dave.
Yes. Yeah,
my mouth
I
runs at
do.
100, my brain runs at 40, so it happens.
I don't know. You asked David Dynasty. I don't know if it's going to be a dynasty, but this team certainly has the future. Once these guys get paid, whoever they decide to pay, they have draft capital to get other guys. Speaking of, draft is tonight.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I'm not a draft guy, though. But yeah, I think Oklahoma City is going to stick around for a while. I think the West is going to get stronger and stronger again, like it was a few years ago. Free agency in NBA is great. It's fun. Best part about the NBA.
Go ahead.
Speaking of the NBA draft, it's kind of funny. I guess ESPN is splitting it between two nights, the first round, and then tomorrow's the second round, which talk radio is losing its mind. Like, how could they do the NBA second round of the draft? No one's going to watch it.
Milking it.
I guess there's not much going on.
Wes, I was gonna ask everybody, who's the number 2 pick in the draft?
Oh man, I don't
Dylan
know.
Harper.
Yeah, probably Harper. Rutgers has 2 guys, right? Harper and
and Bailey.
Yeah,
One of the Rutgers guys.
Dylan Harper's the one number 2.
Bailey Harper's going to be number 2. So Bailey didn't go to any. He didn't meet with any teams.
Okay.
So I know the Sixers are picking 3. I'm kind of hoping they don't grab him. We've had problems in our draft. Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons, guys like that. I don't want another guy like that. So I'm hoping we pass him. VJ Edgecombe, he's a Baylor kid. That's who I hope we draft.
What do you think the odds are, Tom, that the 76ers trade that pick? Because they were.
A couple weeks ago, I thought they were going to. Now I think they're just going to take it. I'd love for them to move either players or to pick one or the other.
I'll put it to the room. Is there any chance at all Dallas trades that number 1 pick for a huge package?
No, 0.
No.
Okay. All right.
Flag is supposed to be a generational player.
I agree. I feel the same way. I just wondered, so I don't even know what that would look like. 4 number 1s, 2 starters, some ridiculous thing like that.
It'd be way more than that. What did they give up for Desmond Bain?
No, that's true. Yeah, sometimes the trades in the NFL are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If Nico Harrison wants to get hung by a cross in Dallas, Texas, the guy that got rid of Luka Doncic, just go ahead and not draft Cooper Flag and see what happens.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no kidding.
You can't do that twice in 6 months or 4 months.
You can be bagging groceries at Aldi, or in Texas, I guess it's AGB. But yeah, either way. Okay.
You gotta bag your own groceries at Aldi.
That's right. That's right. Ain't nobody bagging groceries at Aldi except you. You're absolutely right. And don't think they're giving you those bags for free either. That's
I go in with the laundry basket. I throw everything in, put it in a trunk, take it out when I get home.
We've got 115 Aldi bags around the house, and we never remember to take one. The way that works. I'd like to have the I think they're like a quarter a piece for the plastic ones. I'd like to have that money back right now.
You gotta keep the quarters in the car too. We need to get Aldi on here as a sponsor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like Aldi, man. It's you don't need that choice. You don't need 17 kinds of ketchup. Just get the ketchup and move on with your life. Come on, let's go. I mean, I know sometimes there's ingredients, especially produce, spices, especially fresh herbs, things like that. You got to go somewhere else. But for the staples, it's Aldi, man. So, all right. So let's put the NBA in the rear view. It's over. It won't start again for another, 6 weeks or whatever they don't have. But I know they fire.
July 5th is summer league.
Jesus. Yeah. So you got the draft, and then in 2 weeks you got the summer league, and then that'll play right into the start of the preseason season in October. So in the meantime, let's talk a little Major League Baseball. Wes, we maybe saw the future of baseball today as the Pirates and the Milwaukee Brewers squared off, and 2 pretty good pitchers. Skeens got hit pretty hard, gave up 4 runs there. but the kid that was making his major league debut, I'm going to take one shot at his name, Jacob Mizorowski.
Mizorowski.
Is it just you just ignore the I there, the second I? All right, very good. I know Tom's up there with all the Eastern Europeans, so I totally trust him on that. So Jacob,
Golf will do that.
huh?
Captain Golf will do that.
Yeah, there you go. Jacob Mizorowski making his major league debut, and a fine outing it was, as he went. I'm sorry, it was his third start, not his debut. He'd done really well. He'd made 2 starts, given up 1 hit. It was a 2-run homer, so he'd given up 2 runs over his starts. But he made his 3rd start today, going up against Skeens, and it went pretty well. As he goes 5 innings, 0 earned runs. Too much hype on either one of these guys, Wes, or do you think they're the real deal?
Oh yeah, I don't think there's too much hype at all. I think they're both the real deal for sure. It's hard to know 3 starts in. We definitely have a big enough sample size for Skeens, that's for sure. So Mizorowski, it kind of reminds me. You live in obviously Missouri, right? Scott, my grandma, believe it or not, actually lives in Missouri too. But I always like to say misery. You live in misery, not Missouri.
Sometimes
and
we do. Where does she live? Where does she live, Wes? I can tell you whether she lives in Missouri or not.
I think it's Elkland.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, 100%. That's.
But no, it just reminds me of Mizorowski. It's kind of like his last name. But yeah. Well, funny about that game too. It was 4-2 finish, right? So and the total was 6.5, probably justifiably so, and it goes under by the hook too. But yeah, 1.12 ERA for Mizorowski, 0.62 WHIP. It's only 16 innings of work, but he's given up 3 hits and 3 starts, 2 earned runs total, 19 strikeouts and 16 innings pitched. Pretty good, as Larry David would say.
He hits 103 on the gun. His command is
wow. I've yet to actually watch him start a game. Like, actually, I've seen highlights. I just haven't seen him actually in action. So I want to do that. Maybe I'll even go. I have the MLB app. Maybe I'll go watch some of the replay of the game tonight. But yeah, no, I don't. There's too much hype. I actually looked at his numbers in the minors. His numbers look great in the minors too. And the Brewers have been.
He's dominated everywhere he's been, and he hasn't been there long. He was drafted in 24.
Yeah.
So it's another guy from the draft class of 24. I think this is the 5th guy of the 24 draft class that's played.
We saw one yesterday burn it up. He throws 103 too. The guy from the Reds, I forget his name.
Yeah.
The Yankees yesterday.
Yep. He's another beast.
David? I will say in Skeen's defense, though, the Brewers have been just mashing the baseball lately. I mean, they scored 4 today, but they scored 9 yesterday, 4 the day before, then 9 against the Twins, 9 against the Twins, 17 against the Twins, 8 against the Cubs. I mean, the team just hitting the ball. So maybe he just ran into the wrong team at the wrong time.
Yeah, they, the Twins have just been playing terrible baseball.
Yeah,
just absolutely dreadful. And yeah, you hit the nail on the head. They gave up 35 runs. The Twins did in that 3-game series against the Brew Crew. So, yeah, they're absolutely bashing the ball right now. So just giving up 4, I guess, is a good thing. But the Pirates, it's the Pirates. They're not going to score. So, but I shied away from that game. I wanted it at 7, and by the time I got done writing it up, it was a 6.5. I thought the smart play there might have been under 3.5 for first 5, but it was not, as the reverse came true. They had the 4-run inning and then just dribbled across a couple late in the game. David, are these guys part of a new generation? We haven't seen Skeens get hurt yet. We've seen a lot of pitchers be hurt over the last 2 or 3 seasons with arm trouble, elbow problems, shoulder problems. Is there hope that maybe these guys will be a new generation, maybe new training, something like that? And plus, I think they're all big. I think they're all huge. Aren't they 6'2" or better?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, we're talking about some guys who have obviously Skeens has more a handful of starts, whether or not they'll get hurt or not. I'm thinking of another guy, Jackson Jobe, kind of fast track to the major leagues for the Tigers and got off to a pretty good, pretty solid start this season. And now he's out for the season. So I mean, I think some of these guys are going to stay healthy. Some of them won't. I don't know if I'm ready to say a new generation. Hopefully, but I still think we're going to probably see the same amount of balance of injuries and guys staying healthy because we're still seeing it once they get going. But I wish them all long careers and health. But I'm not so sure I'm ready to say next generation, even though they are expected to pitch a lot less innings than before. I mean, we're seeing them take it slow with a lot.
They're efficient too with their pitches.
Yeah, they are. They don't walk a ton of guys, and I think that's one of the hardest adjustments to make coming to the major leagues from AAA is the guys in the majors. They don't swing at those pitches like they do in AAA. They don't swing at those pitches that never start in the strike zone. And then take a dive to the left, to right-handed hitters there or whatever. So, hey, Tommy, Philadelphia Phillies picked a good time to kind of heat up as the Mets have actually been just dumpster fires over the last couple of weeks. Can they maintain? They now have a 1.5 game lead there in the East. Can they maintain that?
Yeah, I think they can. I feel like we're looking good. Our offense is starting to roll, except for last night. What can you do in a 1-0 game? Our starting pitching's been holding up. I'm definitely concerned about our bullpen. And I guess the fact that the Mets are losing to the Braves, Braves are sneaking up a little close. But I feel like we're building the lead on the rest of the NL East. And, yeah, I like our chances to win this division.
Well, yeah, and they've been doing a lot of it without Harper in the menu in the lineup, right?
Yeah, I don't expect him back until after the All-Star break. He actually just started throwing the other day, I'd say Monday or Tuesday. So, yeah, he hasn't been doing any work at all. So we won't see him for a few more weeks.
I would assume that's a pretty good sign if you're doing a little hot streak there without your best player, right?
Yeah, it's good for us. Our offense is at least we're getting on base. Sometimes we have trouble getting those guys in, but yeah, we're hitting the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And the pitching has been good, has been good over that stretch as well. Not giving up. What are they just giving up more than 2 runs, twice in the last 8 games or so? So that's a pretty darn fine job by the pitching staff as well. Okay, so let's talk a little WNBA. Wes, this isn't a sport that's in the wheelhouse for me. Are you a WNBA guy? And if you are, how you doing?
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm probably treading water. I haven't looked at my record. I know I'm not down. I'm probably just dead even. In fact, I could probably look it up as we talk right now. But as far as tonight, let's see. Tonight, we're Wednesday. Yeah, we have 2 late games tonight. I do have some thoughts here on one of these games here tonight. The Liberty and the Valkyries. Yes, this is the game. So I like the under here tonight. So obviously the Golden State Valkyries, they're an expansion team. So it's their first year in existence, but they're playing pretty well. They're not really playing like an expansion team. They're 7-6, and they kind of, in my opinion, they think they have a chance to make the playoffs. And so, they don't want to be viewed as an expansion team, so to speak. But they've won 5 of their past 6 games. The Liberty did blow them out twice already, but that was back in New York. They had a back-to-back in New York. But that just means they have a lot of revenge, right? So I think the Liberty are going to come in here. The Liberty are off 2 losses too, so they're definitely going to want to bounce back. So it's a little scary to take either side, to be honest with you. But I do like the under just because I think it's going to be almost like a playoff intensity type game tonight. The Valkyries really want this game, and the Liberty have lost 2 straight, so they really need to get back on track. So I think it's going to be a very intense game, playoff type atmosphere, honestly, tonight. In which case I like unders in that situation. So I'm going to go under tonight. I had this at 162.5. Where are we right now? Let's see if I got the best of it. 160. It's still 162.5 I have. So like the under, I think it's going to be a little bit lower scoring than most people think tonight. That's at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight.
Yeah, both games are 10 o'clock tonight.
All right, very good. And why would you do that? Why make one of an early? You have a doubleheader or something. What are we doing?
They're horrible. The other day they had like 3 games on at 8 o'clock and then 2 games on at 10 o'clock. Like, why not have it at 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock?
Yeah, I think that, well, they're both on the West Coast, obviously, so that would mean that one of them would have to start at 4, right? Pacific Standard Time. So I don't know. Maybe people aren't out of work yet. Maybe that's why they didn't want to do that.
Okay. Well, I mean, they could. So what's the start time? 10 o'clock?
They're both at 10 Eastern tonight. So, well, actually, WNBA games are only 2 hours too. So
Right.
they could have,
Okay. So
they could have maybe have one of them.
So that's
one of them at 5 Pacific, and then the other one, 7 Pacific.
all right. So that's 8 local. So you roll that one. You roll one of them to 9, and then you make whatever your marquee game is at 7 local.
Yes.
Yeah.
Call it good. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do I know?
Not
All
very
right.
good.
All right. So Dave, I know you're a WNBA guy as well. You've been crushing that lately?
I haven't been making a whole lot of plays. I've been writing about it, but and I've been playing some not picks I've been releasing, been playing some player props with it. They make it a little bit tough to wager on with some of these games. As far as the thoughts, I do have some thoughts on this Valkyrie and Liberty game. I don't love it. Like, it's not a personal play that I have, but I do like Golden State plus the 9.5. They got beat really bad, like Wes said, the first time. But the second time they played, it was actually pretty close. They were only down 1 going into the fourth quarter, and they haven't been playing like an expansion team. You do wonder, though, like Wes stated, I mean, the Liberty, better team. They've lost 2 in a row. And because the Valkyries are playing better, that they might teams are going to stop overlooking them. But I still think that 9.5 on the road is just a little bit too much. So I do like Golden State. And then as far as that other game, the Aces and the Sun, when you kind of mentioned one of the reasons I haven't been betting a lot of games. I mean, the spread's 18.5, and the Aces have not they've not been playing as well as they have in the past. I mean, they stepped up over the weekend. They beat the Fever in a pretty highly anticipated game, but the Aces have been doing pretty terrible against the spread. But the Connecticut Sun are a horrific team, and they, can get beat by 30 or 40 points on any given night. Point being, I would lean Aces, but, minus 18.5 on a Wednesday. I mean, that's just not the type of stuff I really want to get involved in.
Connecticut Sun versus the Yukon ladies basketball team. Who's favored? Who wins?
I'd probably go Connecticut. Same thing with football. People like to say, like the Titans, for example, right now. Versus
Which Connecticut?
Titans are going to roll them. Yeah, you got to go with the pro franchise. I think.
Yeah.
Although
the Sun have been good for years and years and years and years, and all of a sudden they just suck.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they were like the best defensive team last year. They were on a roll for so long, and just this year they fell off. They have nothing.
I'm going to give Gino Amaruo, or however you say his last name, some credit. I'm going to say Connecticut -4 over UConn.
Okay. All right. Very good. Dave, you feel the same way?
I think I think Connecticut Sun could win by double digits. I mean, Paige is gone, so
yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fair. All right, very good. Tommy, how's your WNBA? How you doing with the ladies?
Yeah, so I had a rough start, but all of a sudden I'm profitable. I've been on a run as of late, so we're doing well with the WNBA. I guess I'll talk about the Golden State game first.
Yep.
I agree with these guys on both the plays. Golden State has been playing great at home. Liberty are without Jones. Ionescu might be injured. Even if she plays, she's not going to be 100%. Golden State's a good rebounding team. They play defense well. I think they covered a number. I actually think they have a good chance to win this game. And I like the under as well in that one. And then the other game, the Aces and Sun. So the Aces play tomorrow. This is going to be a back-to-back. The line suggests that we're going to see a blowout here. So I don't know. I think they're going to pull starters out. The Aces, as they're up big. Wait till tomorrow. They're going to Washington. And so I'm not really touching that game. I'd be careful if you want to take anything. Maybe a first half spread by the Aces. First half under, pretty good too. But yeah, other than that, I'm not touching that game.
Are the Aces still an over machine?
They don't play good defense, but no, they are actually an under team.
Wow. Okay. All right. Very good.
That's a great point Tom made. I mean, you don't see WNBA is weird. It seems like they have these days where they've got 4 or 5 days off, and now you got the Aces playing a back-to-back, which is weird. But you're right. You want to take basically a 19-point favorite when they have to play tomorrow.
Not a chance.
A little risky, yeah.
I agree. All right. Very good.
But yeah, you can't bet on the Sun. But yeah, it's a pass.
Yeah.
The Sun are really, really bad.
You got to pass
really bad.
The side there for sure. All right, very good. And that leaves us with our brothers to the north. As Gabe likes to remind us, they're older than they've played more Grey Cups than Super Bowls in the CFL. Although I think the NFL has been around longer. I think NFL started in 1920, something like that. So I think they're similar in length to the Canadian Football League. Wes, are you hooked on CFL? All their wacky Canadian rules?
Yeah, I mean, I like so obviously there's only 3 downs instead of 4, which is irritating because these coaches, they like to run the ball on first down, which I understand. The NFL, it's great, run the ball on first down, but in CFL, it's like you gain 2 yards, it's the equivalent of a 3rd and 8 in the NFL. It's 2nd and 8, and then you incomplete pass, you got to punt the ball. So it just kind of the gameplay is irritating to me at times, but I've gotten used to it. I did really, really well last year. I think I've only lost 1 or 2 games this year, done really well so far, knock on wood. If you asked me to name 5 or more players, I probably couldn't do that. I think I mentioned that on the show last week, but I'll go ahead and throw out a play. I'll throw out one. I got 4 I have a premium play on every single game, but I'll give you the Thursday night game here. So it's the Edmonton Elks, which by the way, used to be the Edmonton Eskimos up until about 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
Because somehow the word Eskimo is not politically correct.
I don't
Eskimos
know.
Eskimos are cool.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one to me. It's not like, the Edmonton fucking Eskimos or anything like that.
It's not like the Cleveland Indians or the Washington Redskins either.
Well, Redskins is different than Indians, but point taken. Although the Chiefs, for whatever reason, have drawn the line in the sand.
Yeah, I guess the Braves are okay too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I'll throw out a play here. So Edmonton is 0-2. Winnipeg is 2-0. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers, that is their name, they are laying some juice here. It's 10.5-point spread. Edmonton, because they're 0-2, they're obviously going to be motivated here. The Edmonton Elks, they haven't come within 10 points of either Montreal or BC, who they played. So basically, they've been blown out in both games. They did look good in the 4th quarter last week, though. So I think they're going to build on, looking good their last quarter of football that they played. And also, too, Winnipeg has won the past 7 head-to-head contests against Edmonton. And that's a big deal in all sports to me for, football, baseball, basketball, hockey. If one team just constantly beats up on another team, that team sooner or later the tide's going to change, but they're always going to give their best effort because it's like the big brother beating up on the little brother. Sooner or later, little brother's going to grow up, right? He's going to hit the gym and start lifting some weights. So Winnipeg, also big deal here. They are on 5 days rest because they played the last game last week, and now they're playing the first game this week. So it's kind of the equivalent of, you play on Sunday, then you have to play the Thursday night football game in the NFL. So Winnipeg on short rest. You got Edmonton very, very motivated here. You're catching 10.5. Give me the Edmonton Elks plus 10.5 on Thursday night to cover the spread over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Yeah, a little known fact, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers used to be the Winnipeg Blue Eskimo Haters. So
you think the Bombers is not a very good word either, so who knows?
Yeah, no kidding. The Edmonton Gentle Persuaders is probably going to be what they're going to have. Dave,
are you hooked? I don't know what it means, what the meaning is. So we can't have the Edmonton Eskimos. I know they changed the name. But you got the Ottawa with Red Blacks. What is a Red Black?
I have no idea. No idea what that is.
It's what your shirt is, Dave. I looked that up one time, I think, about what the red, because it was so intriguing. I'm like, I don't know what a red black is, but it sounds terribly racist. It really does. You're just touching on all the minority groups. If you could throw like the French speakers in there and you do the triple header, the red black frogs. There you go. And now we've just offended everybody. Congratulations. I do not know what a red black is. I will make it my mission to find that information by the end of the show. Dave, are you playing CFL right now?
I don't, man. I would love to get more into it, and each year I tell myself I'll try. I mean, when you watch it, I like watching it, but I haven't gotten to handicapping any CFL yet. But it's fun. I mean, it kind of, when you watch it, it gives you a little bit more of that college feel, something to see. But no CFL plays to me. This is kind of always a tough part of the year because really with baseball, I do well when I limit the volume and right. It's not always the most exciting thing for the clients. So it kind of works good for me is when I pick out one or two baseball games and don't do too much with the WNBA and don't start experimenting with the CFL. It can get really tempting though to dive in and try it out and say, I'm going to have 3 or 4 CFL plays this week and count the WNBA every day and load up with like 5 baseball games and then just not have much of a bankroll to start when football starts.
It's like I played 2 hockey games this year. They were both the overs in the finals, and I went 2-0, and I retired. That's it. 100%.
So it's definitely tempting. I like to get more into it, but hats off to Wes, man, for killing it in the CFL, but I have not personally gotten there yet.
By the way, they are called the Red Blacks because their colors, red and black, are deeply rooted in Ottawa's sports history and the city's identity. So
that is true. The Senators are red and black too.
Yeah, so David dressed up for him.
Yeah, he's a traditional red black supporter. I don't know if that's what they wear in the stands. Like Oklahoma City, it's always like a blue night or a white night. I wonder if you go up there and it looks like like a lumberjack convention whenever you go to an Ottawa. Tommy, I know you're a CFL guy, right? Is there a sport you don't bet?
Yeah, and that's one of them. CFL is one of them. Tennis is another.
Okay.
I've tried and my success rate isn't too good, so I just stay away.
Right.
Tom, you got any big three?
I can't even win Wes's bets. I what?
Tom, you got any big three bets? Have you ventured over there yet?
Nah, I don't mess with that either. I should try it out. I think I can get it.
You been betting on the big three, Dave?
No, I've been checking the lines though, man. But sometimes those -4.5s in a game. So those big 3 lines are actually a lot tougher than you think. A lot of times I would say the big 3 that I've noticed you're better off taking the dog. I want just random big 3. Joe Johnson's averaging like 30 points a game right now in the big 3, and they play up to 50. So
is that half court?
Yeah, it's half court. 3-on-3 half court. But he got the best of Michael Beasley this over the weekend.
Yeah,
Michael Beasley. Wow.
I was trying to see if there was a line on the Diddy trial. I don't. Well, you make fun of me, but the first thing that comes up when I'm looking is a celebrity to be abducted by aliens first. Donald Trump plus 1,600, Elon Musk plus 2,000, Taylor Swift plus 2,200, Jeff Bezos 2,500, Barack Obama 2,500, and Vladimir Putin 2,500. So get your bets in quick there, guys.
So what happened? An expiration line, or can that?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, when is the point of when do they have to refund?
I don't know.
They're like, no, we keep your money forever, even if it doesn't happen.
I don't see it. Well, and then if you were going to, all right, let's do this. If you were going to have a celebrity confirmed to be an alien, who would be the favorite?
Oh, where do we start? How about all of them?
No.
Drew Barrymore.
Not on the list.
What is it? All politicians?
No politicians.
Oh, okay. Kanye West.
Kanye West is on the list at plus 2,000. There is somebody though at plus 1,200.
If we were saying sports,
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was gonna say Sam Cassell because he straight up looks like an alien.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Dennis Rodman, everybody.
Yeah,
Dennis Rodman. So no, I do not. And they do have the dog surfing championships, however. Good Lord, really? Man,
there's another sport for you, Tom. But all our sports, I think between the five of us, obviously because Lou does the UFL and MASL, I think we have like almost every single sport covered, except maybe stuff you see on the Yocho or something. But
right, nobody does slippery stairs.
No, but we have golf. I mean, Tom, golf, NASCAR, CFL's covered, WNBA by multiple guys, MASL, UFL. I mean, what don't we do between the five of us? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's.
If I could get 5 comments saying that they want Big 3 videos, I'll start making them. Otherwise,
all right. The one thing I've been pushing to do is cricket, because it's the biggest game in the world. Depending on where you look, it's either second to soccer or right ahead of soccer as far as the amount of money that's bet.
We need to talk to who runs.
I think he thought I was kidding because I asked him in an email one time if he knew anybody, and I never received a response. And every time I asked him, he kind of laughs. So, anyway, so there you go. All right, that's I told you we'd be able to grip it and rip it, and that's counting 5 minutes when we were talking about aliens and Diddy. By the way, Wes set the line. Diddy guilty, and goes to prison. What's the odds?
Minus 2,000.
Okay, Dave, you agree?
It depends. Guilty of what?
Yeah, federally, I think he's good. Otherwise, he's guilty.
Yeah, he's gonna be guilty of something, but for the maximum charges, I say not guilty.
I was gonna say guilty enough to go to prison for more than a year.
Correct. Yeah, he'll be hanging out with R. Kelly for a while.
I'm gonna say no.
You say no, Dave?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
All right. Very good. And before we get out of here, does anybody have a favorite for the dog surfing championships?
Who are our options?
We've got
a couple names. I'll tell you who I like.
Cacao is the overwhelming favorite at even money. And then you've got Carson, Cheney, Faith, Delilah, and Sugar.
Well, that's some weird names.
I know, right?
Yeah, it sounds like strippers.
It's ladies and gentlemen, coming to the main stage. It's Carson. Remember, gentlemen, there's no scenery without that greenery. So pony up, everybody. Here we go. I don't know. It's hard to bet against the favorite. It's hard not to see Cacao winning.
What's the next best odds? You said the favorite was even money.
Carson is plus 500, and oh no. I read it wrong here. It's Cherry also at plus 500, and Faith at plus 500. Delilah is 600, and Sugar is 800. So you could get the whole day shift right there. We need to be like a horse race where you bundle a couple of those together there.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I didn't even know this existed, and now I want to watch it. Although it is depressing to think a dog can do something that I have never been able to do in my life.
That's true.
That goddamn schnauzer makes it look so easy.
So, by the way, I was listening to the Dan Patrick Show, which is my favorite sports talk radio show. In fact, this is right here, this calendar. It's the Dan Patrick Show calendar. I don't think you can see it because the StreamYard logo's in the way.
I can see it. I was going to ask you about it.
But yeah, so it's two guys on the show. There's an African American, one of the hosts, and so he's Chubbs, right, who lost the hand.
Oh,
that's
nice.
Happy Gilmore, Paulie, and Marvin from the Dan Patrick Show. Anyway, they came up with a nickname for Cooper Flagg, the White Lobster, because he's from Maine.
Oh,
the White Lobster. But I heard another one which I really like called the Main Event. I mean, how could that not take off.
Okay.
Right? But the White Lobster, I don't know.
I think it'd be better if he had long hair, and then you could spell Maine the wrong
Yeah.
way. He'd be the main event. But
Or maybe if you got sunburnt or something.
I guess Delano's just had enough of our shit, huh?
He said he has to go.
Oh, okay. There you go. Well, we all do. All right, Wes. Any final thoughts?
No, just looking forward to the weekend and going on vacation. I don't know if I'll try to maybe drop in on the show next week. Depends on what I'm doing on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We might not be doing anything.
Okay, so there's a possibility it could be just me and Dave kind of looking at each other, or it could be you guys from remote locations.
Maybe I'll try to get like 2 guests on with you guys so you can chop it up with some people.
Oh, that'd be all right too. Although we want to, if you're going to bring the guests, we want you to be on there too.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, Tommy. Anything we're looking at this next coming week?
No NASCAR shows this week or next week. I won't be on this show next week either.
Who won Pocono, buddy?
Chase Briscoe. It was my worst race to date.
All right,
it was upsetting. Yeah, I was sad.
For those of you that do turn in to hit the track when in the rare occasion that it's actually on, we had a brand new reason for not having a show last week. Tom lost power. Tom had no power until about 8:00 Friday night.
Yeah, 11:00.
Okay.
So yeah, it was late when I finally got power.
Yeah, and you were toughing it out too, man. You weren't in a hotel. You were just you were toughing it out there by candlelight.
Yeah, sat at home with the beers.
I
was fine.
Capping by candlelight. Good times. All right, everybody. Thanks once again for joining us on the Hit the Pick Founders Show. Don't forget once again to stop by hitthepick.com. Check out the great deal that we got going on over there. You can get daily picks, weekly picks, but hey, why not get a whole month's worth of picks for just $25 from your favorite handicapper? And as you've seen here, surely you have to have a favorite by now. And if you want to get more than one, you can do that too. So make sure you check out hitthepick.com for all your handicapping needs. All right.
I'm on fire, by the way.
There you go.
Baseball and WNBA. I'm crushing it.
Okay. So if you like baseball, if you like WNBA, or if you hate both those sports and just like passively making money, you can do that too. That's the biggest mistake everybody makes. They're like, I don't want to watch a whole baseball game. You don't have to. That game is going to happen whether you watched it or not. It's just like think of it as your stock portfolio. You're not checking in. You're not going to the AT&T store every day just because you have stock to see what's going on down there. Just set it and forget it. I don't like to watch the WNBA. No one cares. Don't watch it. You like watching your bankroll grow? There you go. Get yourself some MLB picks and some WNBA picks. All right. Hey, you guys have a great week. Everybody enjoy your vacations. You too. For those of you that are out there listening to us, enjoy your vacation if you happen to go on one. If not, I hope your week is good. And we may or may not be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel on the Hit the Pick Founders Show. Take care, everybody. We'll see you then.